Well, howdy, howdy. This is Cubbypotamus, and today we are birthing pots. Now, I couldn't really think of what I wanted to say this week, so I'll just tell you a little bit about my pottery. Now, I just started making pots again about a year ago. But before that, I made pottery for 11 years. And I had to stop because I didn't have the room. I had too many pots and not enough people to give them to. Now, it used to be that I didn't really sell much of anything. And I just give my pottery away. I really didn't like that, the idea of selling things before. It felt manipulative. Essentially, like I was being nice to get things from people. I don't know why I felt so guilty about that. I guess I've always felt a need to be pretty sincere, I guess. So I gave away my pots, and I had a lot of pots to give away. And now I am working on selling them, which is hard. Putting myself out there like that. I've always loved, the Eastern pottery, Chinese, Japan, Korean pots, and I've always loved like the sume-e painting. I think you'll find, you see that a pretty recurring theme on my pottery is bamboo. It's sume-e painting. It's kanji. I think those are very elegant, and I put my own spin on it, right? So they're not quite traditional, but they have, the same, elements. I never make the same pot twice, and that makes it kind of hard to sell, but because you have to sell each individual pot. But when it comes to that, I find that, my pottery still looks the same, which I guess is kind of unfortunate. I want to explore all these different styles and stuff, but seems like, I don't know, there are just certain pots that are just kind of me, And but as much as possible, I try not to get pigeonholed into, making the same style again, and never making the same pot twice is kind of hard because each pot is an opportunity cost, right? After I make it, then I can't make it again. So it always keeps me on my toes, and I'm always evolving and getting better. Making more interesting pots, upping my game. see like my bubble glaze. I'm doing a lot of bubble glazing, which is nice. It's a good way to make interesting pots in an electric kiln. Yeah, I'm kind of limited as to what I can do, so I guess I'm always looking for ways to replicate like gas or soda-fired looks. It's kind of challenging that way, which is good because I like a challenge. And as the years go by, I want to make better and better pots. So this time around I'm selling things, and in the past I didn't like it, but I kind of like it now. I think it's an amazing thing that people spend money on my art. I never get over that. And before I used to think that, selling things was being nice to get things from people. And now it's kind of like, well, I sell things to be nice to people. It's kind of a way I can reach out to people and use cubbypotamus as a vehicle, I think just to find the meaningful connection and to connect with people. Well, yeah, and I guess I kind of, it's maybe a little more nice to just give things away. Now it's like dollar signs, right? And I'm like, oh, well, if I sold that, I could get money for it, and I don't know how much I like that. Like having the freedom to do with my pottery whatever I want to do. You'll notice I also do a lot of blue and whites. Right, you think of the traditional blue and white ware with the porcelain and Japanese stuff that was more, Chinese, that was more ornate. And I just kind of take that and I go very organic with it. I want those Asian elements, but I don't want it to be that quite formal. Right, and I want to find ways to combine that very earthy and, kind of dirty gas kiln look, reduction fired. And to take those aesthetics and bring them combine them with that very clear and shiny, pure electric kiln aesthetic. Bring old and new together, Eastern influences with my aesthetic, and hopefully create something that's just unique. Something a little different. And another thing you'll see is I'm working a little more with spraying glazes, right? And the splatter effect is kind of fun. I like using underglazes to to layer, right? So I can get orange, red, and yellow on this piece and spray it on there, but it's not too thick, so I can still have the clear glaze and nice transitions. Ooh. Look at that one. So that's a little bit about my pottery. Probably not my best week. Maybe my best week as far as pots go, but not talking. But hopefully you can just kind of see my process or where I'm coming from a little better. Anyhow, this was Cubbypotamus, and maybe I'll see you around sometime.